afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We'll start discussing current affairs of May 2nd. First is regarding trade and investment. So, economic pact between India and European Free Trade Association, that is EFTA states. India and European Free Trade Association. High-level delegates from the four European Free Trade Nation EFTA states, that is Ireland, Liechtenstein, then Norway, Switzerland, and India met in New Delhi to discuss the prospects of resuming the negotiation towards Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, that is TEPA. What is the issue regarding this? Whenever we make any negotiation regarding trade, whenever there is a negotiation between two countries regarding trade, the challenges are various. For example, during liberalization, general concern is that the general population will be affected. For example, in one of the issue between India and European Union is that, for example, liberalizing dairy sector. If India will liberalize dairy sector, then obviously European dairy sector will come to India, and that will hamper the domestic interest, that is the rural women whose livelihood is dependent on animal husbandry or dairy sector. So when we are liberalizing, our domestic sectors are getting affected. Sometimes also suppose India is not a country with having strong manufacturing sector, and when goods are liberalized, obviously the trade deficit will increase. That is one issue. So whenever India is a service hub, it's not a manufacturing hub. So if there is, if the liberalization is regarding trade, regarding services, then definitely India will get benefited. If that is regarding goods, then that will hamper the interest of India. So these are various concerns, and certain sectors also get highly affected because of this. So that's why such type of talks take a long time. In which dimensions you can liberalize, in which dimensions you cannot. Especially the wise thing is that those areas in which both countries have equal status and both will benefit from each other, then certain areas they can be liberalized automatically. We can this trade agreement can also be done partially. So in certain goods and services, right? India always in favor of trade in services because India is a service hub. But in major trade blocks, it is seen that other countries like China and other countries, those who are whose manufacturing base is strong, they demand the trade in manufacturing or liberalization in the manufacturing sector. Joint statement issued at the end of talks reflects the parties' of common decision to continue their efforts to resolve all issues outstanding and work towards the deepening and strengthening the economic partnership. They will work towards deepening and strengthening economic partnership while contributing to a more inclusive goal trading system. A message of shared desire to conclude mutually beneficial TEPA are the earliest for good reasons. The IFTA states may be small, but their economies stand tall. The states are maybe small, but their economies are very tall, their economy developed states with imports and exports of goods services close to $1.3 trillion in 2021. So the trade potential is very huge. Recently, suppose last year we have signed our comprehensive economic partnership agreement with UAE, and this year you say that the trade has increased a lot. It has almost reached $100 billion, right? So whenever two countries they sign such an agreement, the trade between the two countries increases to significant extent. These small mountainous countries developed their labor force into high-skilled individuals due to topographic conditions that didn't allow heavy industries. Topographic conditions that didn't allow heavy industries. Mountainous countries develop their labor force into highly skilled individuals, right? Yes. So they have highly skilled, so their service sector is very good. So as these areas are not prone of heavy industries, so they are also dependent on service sector. India is service sector, so such type of trade is possible because both have service sector, both have strength in service sector, so they can exchange. Mutual exchange is good to increase trade. Whenever trade liberalization occurs, the common man they benefits. How the common man benefits? Because they will get better goods at low price. Better goods at low price. For example, we are getting Chinese goods at very low price. So common man, the interest of common man, it is in the support of the interest of common man. But the fact is that will weaken your domestic industries. When the foreign goods comes, that weaken domestic industries. How? Because the competitive goods, those competition increases. Those would have high quality or low price, they will dominate the market. They obviously, if the Chinese goods, they are dominating the market, Indian market, and that causes employment. Suppose our manufacturing sector is not developed, and that will create employment crisis inside. That will create employment crisis inside India. That is the issue, right? So that's why with liberalization we have to focus on whether our domestic countries have the possibility of earning huge amount of money or reducing the trade deficit, so that that will give competition to our manufacturing sector. Many factors we have to see whether we are getting economically beneficial or not. For example, India came out of RCEP. Why India came out of RCEP? The reason is that the trade deficit of China is already very high, and if you join RCEP, then what will happen? Chinese goods will flood into India, and obviously Indian domestic industries will hamper because their sale will hamper. Because at present time we are imposing huge taxes on Chinese goods, right? That's why Indian government is also getting benefited. But the fact is that if India joins RCEP, then many goods will come to Chinese goods. They will be available much cheaper in the market because the taxation will reduce, barriers will reduce, and that will promote the Chinese goods in India and dominate the huge domination of Chinese goods, and that will lead to unemployment in India because Indian manufacturing they will hamper, their interest will hamper. India's impressive economic growth and leadership in the development of green technologies is an inspiration which EFTA states can complement and support strengthening trade and investment ties. A trade agreement would benefit both sides by the way of exchanging trade, promoting technology, knowledge transfer, facilitating research and development, innovation, encouraging collaboration, right? So in all these sectors, India is now aggressively developing green technologies. Green technology in case of green hydrogen, India is in green hydrogen, for example, development. On research and development in case of solar energy, India has already taken its a significant role in ISI, International Solar Alliance, SOPRA's the research in solar technology is concerned. So when two countries they develop relationship, they exchange research and development, right? Suppose for example with the same matter, two countries are separately they are investing money and researching. Now they will if they will collaborate at few money, for example our contribution to GDP with respect to research and development is 0.78%. 0.78% is our contribution to GDP. So it is very low. Our contribution to GDP is very low. In such a case, we can develop relationship between different countries, and we can develop joint research teams, and we will invest research. Joint we will invest the same thing, and whatever the result comes, both countries will share. India has already advantage, or India is aggressively developing its green technologies. That is for green technology that will help with the climate address the climate change, right? So far as green technology is concerned, for example, India's advantage, we have already developed 170. India is the only major country who has achieved 170 gigawatt of renewable energy. That is satisfying the NDC goals, the national determined commitment, or that India has made in Paris Climate Deal or in Glasgow Summit. It is true that India is the only major country who has adhered to the NDC or Paris Climate Goal targets. India has also made ambitious target to develop 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030, and we have already, for example, we have already developed. Government of India has already 20% blended on our 10% ethanol blending is completed already. Ethanol blending, and we are moving towards 20% ethanol blending by 2025. Biofuel development. So in such a situation, India is making huge research and also getting developed, right? So in such a knowledge transfer, research and innovation, facilitating R&D, innovation, technology transfer, also promoting technology. Suppose you have a good technology, you give us. I have a good technology, I will give you. So in this sense, both countries got better technologies. So wherever you have advantages, you help us. Wherever we have advantages, we will help you. So knowledge transfer, different schemes. For example, India has UPI. UPI is very widely received in many countries of the world, and now at present India has maximum digital transactions. So India constitutes maximum digital transactions. Even much more than the whole Europe, like this, many countries of the Europe. So we have the technology, the technological sharing with other countries that promotes economic development of the both countries. Okay. Improved market access for goods will boost India's export potential. Certain goods, Indian goods, will be sold, especially for example software, for example the gems, for example cotton, dress, textile sector, for example handicraft sector. These are the dimension at which Indian goods is getting promoted throughout the world. EFTA states are partners in Indian growth story. They have contributed by the way of significant investments over 35 billion in India. These investments span sectors such as machinery, electric engineering and metals, pharmaceuticals, banking, financial services, insurance, construction of fast-moving consumer goods. Trade fact is estimated to increase investments in India significantly. Banking, financial services, and insurance. These are the sectors where India has advantage. India can earn a huge amount of resources from by this trade bloc because it has a strong service sector. This has brought investment over $30 billion to India. Okay. EFT and India have mutually beneficial relationship when it comes to skilled labor. The EFTA states gain from highly skilled Indian Air Force. Yes, highly skilled Indian Air Force. Indian people are highly skilled in case of software, for example, various service sector. For example, now India is planning to for illegal services to provide legal services in various countries. Right. While India benefit from over 400 companies established by EFTA states, generating more than 51,50,000 jobs. EFTA states benefit from Indian service providers, which around 20,000 professionals are contributing to Norway high-tech industry alone. So there is exchange of professionals. Similarly, India consistently ranks first in terms of work permits issued to non-European Union citizens. Consistently ranked fast. So India is getting maximum permits to work permits to as compared to any other country who is non-European Union citizens in Switzerland. This contributes to economic growth and the welfare of both countries, supporting their important bilateral trade relationship. A trade agreement between EFTA and India would increase predictability of the service sector, creating more business opportunities for skilled Indian service providers. Next. The potential benefits of TEPA between India and EFTA states significant. The agreement will foster the strong partnership, increase trade between the trusted. It will increase trade between the trusted democratic partners to share the values such as promoting sustainable development and gender equality. Commitment making this trade our priority and aims to shift processes towards balanced agreement with strong political involvement and guidance. Strong political involvement and guidance. The European Free Trade Association (EFTA) is an intergovernmental organization set up for promotion of free trade, and economic integration to benefit its four member states, that is Iceland, Liechtenstein, then your Norway, Switzerland. The benefit of the trading partners around the globe. So it's an intergovernmental organization. Right, number 4, it has 4 member states, that is Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway and Switzerland. EFTA founded by Stockholm Convention 1960. Remember, this is very important for prelims. Stockholm Convention 1960. EFTA states are founded. Relations between EEC, later European Community, and European Union have been the core of EFTA activities from the beginning. Since the beginning of 1990s, EFTA has actively pursued trade relationship with the third countries and beyond Europe. So, this is about European Union Free Trade Association, and this consists of four countries, that is Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland, and it is established under Stockholm Convention of 1960. The four EFTA states are open developed economies. Yes, they are developed economies. State figures and substantially higher than might be expected from a total less than 40 million people. The EFTA is the ninth largest trader in the world in the mercantile trade and the fifth largest in trade in services. EFTA is the third most important trading partner of goods of the European Union and second most when it comes to services. It is the second most important. So these are developed economies and it will be beneficial for India. The main task of the association maintaining and developing EFTA convention, which regulates European economic relations between EFTA states, manage the agreement of European Union area, which brings together the member states of European Union and three of the EFTA states, Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway, in a single market, also referred to as internal market. Developing EFTA worldwide network for a free trade agreements, that is also objective of EFTA states. Okay. Next. Next issue regarding government policies, that is government to revise the nutritional standards in its food safety norm schemes in India. The decade after National Food Security Act 2006, by 2006 National Food Security Act was it has came and it has established an statutory organization, that is FSSI. Why it is important to regulate the food? The reason that is that it is important to regulate the food because there is capitalism has huge interest in promoting its money, but there is very less interest so it has very less interest regarding the quality of food that is served to the people of India, right? That's why it is regulation is very important, because food is directly linked our nutrition and nutrition is directly linked our health. That's why NFSA, so go and NFSA it is that is the significance of National Food Security Act that was enacted in 2006 and the FSSI as established. It has revised the nutritional standards meals at schools and Anganwadis, augmenting the proportion of calories and protein, thus by mandating the inclusion of micronutrients in them. The reason is that we have hunger index of 107. We are still suffering from hunger, and the rank is very poor. Huge amount of more than 30% of children are suffering from are malnourished. More than 60% of women are suffering from anemia or bloodlessness or blood related diseases. So in such a situation, and also if the children are not provided proper nutrition, brain drain will happen. Brain drain means there is two type of brain drain. One is the those people who are working outside our country, and second is also brain drain is that because of lack of nutrition, the cognitive development of a child do not occur properly. So whenever the child lacks mental capacity, they will not be able to study, or they will not able to acquire education, and that will lead to this problem. Will in industrialized society, whenever a particular person study are educated properly, they can earn a huge amount of money, or they can become rich or develop. But the fact is that as India is industrial society and modern times, if somebody lacks manpower, definitely they will go for labor works, right? Labor works, and that will be economic loss, right, for the country. So as more and more people will become educated, so we can also, like India has already become a service hub. So many people of India are going abroad and earning a huge amount of money. We have a strong service hub, we have strong English speaking people who have huge knowledge in software. So this outsourcing of work will occur. For example, from outsourcing from many countries also according to India. Outsourcing means suppose there is a company in USA, and the functioning a company and providing the services in USA will be very that will be very cost, it will be very high price, right? So what they are saying, they are making outsourcing. Outsourcing means they are sending the services to some other country. For example, Indian suppose there are India customer cares, right? For example, there is a bank in USA, and they are hiring the customer cares from India, those who will work in India and answer to the calls from USA, and solve their queries. That is becoming cost effective, right? That's why whenever we have skilled people, then we can provide employment like this. So, and anytime when our food is not proper, nutrition intake is less, a child is not able to get that much of nutrient, and that lead to the loss of cognitive capacity or mental capacity, and that is led to economic crisis of the individual. So that's why government is augmenting our resources increases. Our objective is to provide better quality meat to the Anganwadi and the midday meal schemes. We can increase the nutrition and micronutrients, especially to reduce the hunger, to perform better in the hunger index, or to reduce the hunger in masses. Amendment has been done the recommendation of the interministerial committee, which in its draft report has also recommended that serving of eggs as part of government food safety program be also made mandatory. However, the proposal has been saved from the now. Serving of eggs as a part of food safety programs is also made mandatory. So it has recommended, some committee has recommended. However, the proposal has been saved from now. However, there is no restriction on states and union territories to add eggs on the other items in the menu of food safety programs, such as midday meal scheme. They can add PM portion. In many states like Odisha, they are providing eggs as well as a menu portion, right, to provide nutrition at schools. And an integrated child development services (ICDS) at Anganwadi that covers preschool children along with pregnant and lactating mothers. Preschool children that provides preschool children and lactating mothers, right? Under portion of vision, pregnant women are provided with eggs and other portion nutrients, and also their money provided with a money of around 6,000 for better nutrient, because during the embryonic stage the development of a child is dependent hugely on the health of the mother. That is the reason why government is providing various types of nutrition to the lactating mothers. According to central government official, if states are hesitant to add eggs, they will have to revise the menu and more items including pulses, green leafy vegetables to meet new standards. For now, eggs are part of midday meal scheme in 14 states and United Territories. So now eggs are a part of midday meal in 14 states and Union Territories, providing nutrition. In its draft report, Interministerial team has recommended urgent action citing possible impact of COVID-19 pandemic worsening the silent crisis of undernutrition. Yes, COVID-19 has created poverty and health crisis, and that has broken down the immune system for people. That's why that's created a silent crisis. Many people have also died because of post-pandemic infections and various diseases. So that has weakened the immune system. So it's a silent crisis of undernutrition is undergoing because at that time huge unemployment was experienced, and the unemployment lead to malnutrition. Malnutrition means whenever unemployment, it's not that people are not getting food. The people are not getting nutritious food. That is for the requirement is 1 kg tomato. You are purchasing 500 gram of tomato. That will lead to the scarcity of nutritious food, right? So variety of food that is reduced, and that will lead to malnutrition, and especially for the unorganized sector, for the labor sector, unorganized sector, or the deprived section of society, especially in the rural areas, from the Dalits minorities and such people whose income level is lower than the average society. The nutritional standard of some existing categories such as lower primary classes and upper primary classes have been revised. For instance, under previous term, every child in lower primary classes are entitled to get 450 calories and 12 gram protein in midday meals. The protein quantity has been hiked to 15 to 20 grams, with fat 18 to 21 grams, carbohydrate 70 grams as a part of the mixed bowl. The standard micronutrients have also been revised. Calcium, that will be 170 milligram, zinc 2 milligram, iron 3.5 milligram, dietary folate 50 microgram, vitamin A 100 micrograms, vitamin B6, vitamin B12 micrograms. So all the parameters are revised so far as the nutrition is concerned. The legally entitles up to 75% of rural population and 50% of urban population to receive subsidized food grains on a targeted public distribution system. About 2/3 of the population therefore covered under Act to receive highly subsidized food grains. A step towards women empowerment. The eldest women of the household of the age 18 years or above is mandated to be the head of the household and purpose of issuing ration cards under the Act. So head of the household, which will be the name of the subsidized food, will be given to head of the household. In this NFA 2070, 75% of rural population, 50% of urban population, so approximately 67% of total population were given subsidized food under the targeted public distribution system by the government of India. The Act is being implemented in all states and in all India basis, and out of maximum 81 crore persons. Around 80 crore persons have been covered under National Food Security Act. It's a very big plan, very big program to reduce the hunger issues in India, but still it is not getting solved because we have to also increase the nutritional values, right? They lack nutritious foods. Basic food is provided, but what is needed is nutritious food. The revenues of state is increasing, that's why you can also provide nutritious foods. NFA defines the joint responsibility of central and state government. While the center is responsible for allocation of required food grains, transportation of food grains up to designed depots in each state and UT is providing central assistance to states for delivery of food grains to designated FCI godowns and to the doorstep of FPS. The states and UTs are responsible for effective implementation of the Act. So the NFSA Act, it is brought by the Parliament in 2013, but the responsibility of distribution of food grains to the station, to the godowns that or the implementation of NFIS that depends on the state government. Recently, this year, Odisha has got top rank in implementation of state government so far as National Food Security Act is concerned. Okay, NFIS cover up to 75% of rural population, 50% of urban population under the Antyodaya Anna Yojana priority households. While AAI households, which constitute poorest of the poor, right? They are poorest of the poor. AAI households entitled to 35 kg food grains per family per month priority household are 5 kg per month. So in AAI, that is under Antyodaya, that is Antyodaya Anna Yojana, they are the priority among the poorest among the poor. They will get around 35 kg of food grains free of cost per month. Okay. India recently announced that it will be start participating in the International Civil Aviation Organization carbon offsetting. In reduction scheme for international aviation and long-term aspirational goals from 2027. Okay, this was announced at a meeting of the Parliament Consultative Committee of the Ministry of Civil Aviation held in New Delhi. The meeting was chaired by Minister of Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia. The ICAO has tasked to reduce the carbon emissions from international civil aviation as one of its focus areas. In order to mitigate carbon emissions from aviation and its impact on climate change, the global body has adopted several key aspirational goals. So we have to make our civil aviation sector carbon neutral, right? Or we have to reduce the carbon emissions released by our civil aviation sector, especially by using green fuel. So various aspirational goals are there. Among them, 2% of annual fuel efficiency improvement for 2050. We have to increase the 2% of annual fuel efficiency, carbon neutral growth and net zero by 2050. So there is a target that by ISC, the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, the target is that by 2000 the target is that by 2000 by 2050 we will have carbon neutrality. That means total amount of carbon emitted to the atmosphere is equal to total amount of carbon absorbed by the atmosphere. The ICAO has clocked under CORSIA and LTAG. The former will be implemented by 3 phases. The rationale for joining ICAO climate action measures 2027, the ministry said that this will enable airlines for developing countries like India to get a time to grow more, as they do not face any adverse financial consequences due to CORSIA. Yes, adverse financial consequences. What is this CORSIA? These are 2 measures regarding the issue of climate change, and they do not face any adverse financial consequences. The reason why the climate change issues are not getting adopted, if for example, in case of biofuel, if you are using biofuel, obviously the efficiency of fuel will decline. Right? Efficiency of biofuel is less than the petrol and diesel, is the common thing, and it has economic losses. Or for example, we will start using solar energy to make it affordable to people. The per unit cost should be equivalent to the present energy. Then only people will adopt it. So generally, or for example, electric vehicle price should be, when electric vehicle price will be equal to the petrol or diesel vehicle, then obviously it will reduce, the price will reduce. So these are the challenges. That's why automatically it will reduce. That is why various countries are not adopting the climate change initiatives. Right, that is the problem. So that we have to ensure that there will be no economic loss. That's why to reduce the economic loss, we have to develop that technology. But that technology development happens only after some initial adoption of that technology. If initial adoption does not occur, many civil airlines will not purchase those technologies. There, obviously, the manufacturer startup that will go in loss, and they cannot make some research and development for upgradation of that technology. So, a sort of minimum adoption is required for the upgradation of technology. The financial implications due to offsetting have been borne by individual airlines. Depending upon their international operations, CURRENT is applicable only to the flights originating from one country to another. Right, only from one country to another, not domestic airlines. From one country to another, CURRENT is applicable. India is committed to net zero by 2070. India has promised in Glasgow summit that by 2070 India will produce net zero emission. That means total amount of carbon emission released to the atmosphere will be total amount of carbon absorbed by the atmosphere. That is why India has promised. China has also promised the same thing by 2070. There will be net zero carbon emission. What is the carbon offsetting reduction scheme in the international aviation? CURRENT. Carbon offsetting reduction scheme in the international aviation. It is a global market-based measure designated to offset the international aviation CO2 emission. And the CO2 emission by the aviation sector is very huge. In order to stabilize the levels of such emission, offsetting CO2 emissions will be achieved through acquisition and cancellation of emission units from the global carbon markets by airplane operators. It does not apply to domestic aviation. Under it, aircraft operators will begin monitoring their emissions from international flights and begin acquiring offsets for their emission growth. So they will try to make it. They will try to make it carbon neutral. About International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO), it is intergovernmental organization, specialized agency of United Nations, like IAO, like ILO. Right. It is established 1947. Convention of International Civil Aviation 1944, known as Chicago Convention. Headquarters is Montreal, Canada. International Civil Aviation Organization headquarters is Montreal, Canada. ICAO is dedicated to developing safe and efficient international air transport for peaceful purposes. Ensuring a reasonable opportunity for every state to operate international airlines. Reasonable opportunity. It sets standards and regulations necessary for aviation safety, security and facilitation, efficiency, economic development in air transport, as well to improve the environmental performance of aviation. Okay. Improve the environmental performance of aviation sector, regulates the aviation sector, aviation safety, aviation security, all this will be regulated by International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO). Bodies are very important for films. It also promotes regional and international agreements aimed at liberalizing aviation markets. Liberalization of aviation market. That is a factor. It helps establish legal standards to ensure that growth of aviation doesn't compromise safety. Ensure the development of other aspects of international aviation. The whole international aviation is based on trust, right? If safety is compromised, then trust broken, and the whole industry will broken down. All India Radio Network expansion, All India Radio Akashvani since 1957. National Public Radio Board structure branch of Prasar Bharati, it was founded in 1936. Sister service of Doordarshan, an Indian television broadcaster owned by Prasar Bharati. All India Radio is the country's most well-known public service radio station. It is run by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Slogan is Bahujan Hitaya, Bahujan Sukhaya, which translates serving, educating, entertaining the people. Bahujan Hitaya and Bahujan Sukhaya. Prime Minister virtually inaugurated low power FM transmitters of capacity 100 watt, 91 locations across the country, thus adding 2 crore listeners to the All India Radio Network. So they have 2 crore listeners to All India Network. Aspirational districts, left-wing extremism hit areas, border areas, countries have been given priority for installation of the new transmitters. So the 2 crore people they will be there's potential of 2 crore listeners. The transmitter will act as a conduit to carry information about the programs and policies of the government as well as entertainment related content in the corners of industry. Okay. The inauguration of 90 fast FM transmitters is expected to benefit underprivileged individuals who have previously lacked access to this facility. This will strengthen cultural connectivity as well as intellectual connectivity. Cultural connectivity of India with those remote areas, because there are certain remote areas, they will be connected by this. This will digital entrepreneurship to the villages, push digital entrepreneurship. Right? New listeners, so obviously that will collective power, yes. Linked to the strength of the country. When whole country become united, it's one type of inclusion, right? Inclusion that occurs. The radio has come forth innovative ways to through podcast and online FMS. India continues to enhance its FM connectivity. Government remains committed to democratizing technology and promoting social connectivity. In addition to this, new transmitters will ensure more people can access the vital informations, entertainment, cultural content, and strengthening the nation through continuous dialogue. In Operation Kaveri, what is Operation Kaveri? Under Operation Kaveri, India has been rescuing the citizens in buses from conflict zones of Khartoum and other troubled areas of Sudan, where they are being taken to Jeddah in Indian Air Force transport aircraft and Indian Navy ships. So Sudan conflict has been witnessed deadly fighting between the country's army and the paramilitary group. Army and its paramilitary group, and there are around 400 people dead. The country has separate control rooms in Jeddah and Port Sudan. Indian Embassy in Khartoum has been coordinating with them and Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi. Indian diaspora in Sudan around 3,400, around 1,000 PIOs, that is persons from Indian origin. So they are residing in Sudan for generations. So they will be evacuated under Operation Kaveri. The challenges are many working in oil and gas industry stay in distant places, and it is not easy to find out them in the given circumstances. Likely to more challenging part of operation is to cut off the places like some spaces like El Fasir, Darfur, significantly highly volatile at this moment. The focus of the Operation Kaveri is now shifting to those groups of Indians who live at distant parts of Sudan away from Khartoum and bringing them to the and bringing them, that is the challenges. Okay. Question series of UPSC and UPSC. How to buy the question series of UPSC and OPSC for APFO. So the lecture ends here, and like this video and share this video and subscribe to VANIK-IAS. Thank you.